Hey guys, Ratim here, and today we're back again with Dark Souls 3, no weapons, no armor. Now, the previous time, we actually managed to defeat all the final bosses, except for one, and today I just wanted to do that one real quick. So before we do anything else, let's just level up a bit. Just gonna point some points to dexterity. No reason not to, really. I'm more than happy with the amount of vigor I have. Might as well actually use these, all these souls that I have. Also the boss soul from Soul of Cinder. And let's just level up dexterity a bit more. Alright, perfect. Alright, so Nameless thing was kind of an interesting boss fight. Not the hardest one, but it was, like, especially the first stage is very annoying, but I'll get into it why. First up, he just rides in on this massive dragon. The hardest part of about this fight itself is the camera. It's just kind of hard to see him at times. And his attacks here are just very predictable, and you just need to make sure that you don't get caught in them. As you can see here, he sometimes has that fire breath, meaning I can get so many hits in. And you can see that I don't have to do lock on the camera with him. Because if you do that, he becomes very hard to spot at times. I only lock on when he's actually flying away, so I can keep an eye on him. And when he tries to do that lightning strike, I can roll at the right time. But besides that, I hardly ever actually lock on to him into this first stage, because the camera just tends to screw up. That's why I don't really like this boss fight. Not because it's difficult, because sure, it's quite a difficult boss fight in itself. As you can see, I got a hit right there and nearly took off more than half my health. It's not because of that, it's just mainly because of the fact that the camera just tends to screw you over in this. Again, just you try to do that sweep, you just roll under it, and you just stay close to basically the front of the dragon. If you go too far down under him, he actually does this massive fire breath. It's incredibly hard to avoid, and does a lot of damage, so that's why I try to stay near the front of him. So I can actually keep on punching and just make sure to roll when he tries to strike me. You can see he's actually quite vulnerable. I've already got him down to 1/3 of his health. And again, the fire breath attack is very telegraphed, and it's easy to get a ton of hits in. You have to sometimes do that lightning strike after, which is kind of annoying, but not much you can do about it. You can see over there that I got too far under him and immediately started doing the fire breath. And if he just flies up in the air, you can know he's going to do it, so I just ran away as quickly as I could. And again, just tends to follow up with that attack, but you can basically just roll in every one of his attacks and you'll be fine, as you can see right here. And just kind of retaliate. And just roll at exactly the right time to dodge all his attacks. Actually managed to stagger him. Doesn't happen all that often, but it does a ton of damage, as you can see right there. I accidentally skipped the video, but there's not much I can do there. The second stage is actually quite interesting, because what I try to do here is stay at at least at mid distance, because his long range attacks, I can't really do anything with them, because he just does like range attacks that I just have to avoid. But if you stay at about middle distance, he does these charges at you, which are very easy to spot and also very easy to avoid, as you can see right here. So that's what I try to do. I try to stay away from getting close to him, because then he just tries to hit you with that swipe. But if you stay at about mid distance from him, like not too far away but also not too close, he actually does quite some attacks which are easily rolled through and telegraphed, like this one right here. And you can get some hits in of your own. Like this. So it's all about rolling at the right time, really. This boss kind of reminds me of Soul of Cinder in a few ways. if you stay too far, you can also do shockwaves that go towards you, and they are very easy to dodge, but like you'd rather just not have them because you don't really have any way of retaliating. I managed to stagger him here again. I have no clue how I did that, but you know, I wasn't gonna complain about it, of course. Basically, you can see me drifting at mid-distance, wait for him to do his attack, hit him twice, and just make my way out. And just the same thing over and over again. I did accidentally get hit here because I didn't think he'd go after me that fast again after a previous attack. And you can see how much damage one attack does, so I need to be careful. Luckily I did have a lot of FTs from actually managing to avoid most blows in the previous fight. Now that kinda signifies his second stage, and then it gets quite a bit harder because he has a few new attacks which are hard to dodge. Like that one. That one was definitely the most difficult attack to avoid, because you need to time it exactly right, and it just does it sometimes. And that was definitely the attack that killed most of my attempts at this guy. You can see he just throws a shockwave at you. It's very easy to avoid. One goes in a straight line, one goes as like a area of effect type thing. Life strategy here basically remained the same, just you know, stay at mid distance so he charges at you. Look out for his few new lightning attacks, but they're generally very easy to avoid if you stay a bit further away from him, like I always did anyway. And the one big problem here is his lightning attack, most of all. His lightning strike attack. Because that one can just mess you up. Tactic for actually avoiding the lightning strike attack is to roll twice, and then during the second roll change direction, because that actually seems to be able to dodge it more effectively. Though at the same time it was really just a guessing game. I needed to be lucky with those most of all. You can see that when he does that, he charges up his weapon and does lightning attack. You can see how I managed to dodge by changing my direction during the second roll. And that's the only reliable way I found of actually dodging that lightning strike. Oh, that one, his attack itself didn't hit me, but his the shockwave from it did. And luckily it does a little bit less damage than it usually would have done. Now I drink up because when I'm at full health I do extra damage, and one of his attacks nearly drains my entire health bar, so being even a little bit damaged could mean that I die with the second hit. Again, lightning strike. Sadly didn't manage to avoid it, which is very annoying because I was running out of FTs very quickly. Lightning strike. It's kind of got a little bit of an AoE on it, but as long as you stay far enough away and you roll at the right time, you can avoid it. point he was at very low health, but then again so was I and only had one F left, so I need to be extra careful. I didn't say any closer to him than I should, and just mainly waited for him to do his charging attacks again. Like that. Just hit twice, and back off. And again, 1, 2, 3. And again he went for the lightning strike here. Did manage to avoid this time by kinda rolling diagonally. For some reason that seems to be, you seem to be able to dodge it more effectively when you do that. At this point I was at very low health. And he immediately followed up with another charge, meaning I couldn't heal just yet. That was my second heal, and my last Estus. So it got very exciting at the end there, so he only needed a few more hits. At this point I didn't really care for backing off, I just wanted him to die as quickly as he could. I just needed him to charge me one more time, and then I'd get him. One, 2, 3, and that's the Nameless King. Alright, so let's go and level up again. Actually, before we do that, solve the Nameless King, use that. Plus 15,000. How much can we level up with this? 1 level, 2 levels? 2 levels, not too bad. Yeah, dexterity can go up. Oh, more damage, always good. I wonder, now that I've actually, like, you know, the flames and all that, can I actually talk to this guy?
Gaining admission to the Legion is a matter of some ceremony. Inside their keep, snuffing even you oft the Lords of Cinder, the Undead Legion. So that's how they're delivered to their thrones. I pity the sorry souls. Is that really Lordship's last reward? I failed to thank you for helping them find their final resting place.
Oh, a new ring. What does that do? Or does it skill? Oh, well, I never used that, but you know, it's a thought that counts, I suppose. By the way, I actually found out later on that this coiled sword fragment is basically a never-ending homeward bone. And I picked this up back in the Untended Graves, so that's pretty handy. I'll definitely be keeping that on my hotbar. Anyway, let's actually explore this last area before we move on. Alright, this looks like a different area. Treasure. Titanite slab. I think that's like the final thing you need to fully upgrade your weapon to like plus 15. And I remember it being very hard to get in Dark Souls 1 and 2. So that's pretty cool. Alright, what's this? Dragon Slayer helm. Oh, is that The Armour of Ornstein. That's pretty cool. It's one of the Dark Souls 1 bosses, his armor. Dragon Slayer Spear, and that's his weapon. It's awesome. I think this is back... Yeah. Okay. No, never mind. No, thank you. Let's keep on moving, shall we? Let's see what's down here. I believe I've actually been here before. And so there's no real reason to explore anymore, is there? Yep, definitely been here before. Okay. New plan? Get the hell out of here. Go, 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 go. Alright, let's not return over there. With the death of the Nameless King, I've pretty much done every single non-optional and optional boss of Dark Souls 3. Well, at least the base game. Because we still, at this point, got the DLCs to go. So with that in mind, where we have to go now is the Cleansing Chapel in the Cathedral of the Deep. Right, so with the DLC installed, this new guy shows up. So let's talk to him.
Wait, you've the same scent as that woman. Then you must be an Ashen One. You must be. Oh, you don't know how long I've searched.
Okay.
Oh, don't mind me. Didn't mean to fall apart. Now, Ashen One, I have a kindness to ask of you. My lady lives in the cold land of Ariandel. I need you to show her flame. A proper flame that will burn the rot away. If you truly are ash, then it must be fire that you seek.
Alright, sure thing.
Thank you. They of ash never fail. Just a moment, then. The painting of Ariandel. Well, rotted scrap of it, that is. Go on. Take it. Touch it. The ashes were too.
All right then. Oh, hi. That sounds creepy at all. Rhyme Blue Moss Clump. I think this actually helps against frost. Can we talk to you?
Have you just arrived? How very unusual. Just how long has it been? Rejoice, my new friend. For this is a true haven of the forlorn, the cold and gentle painted world of Ariandel. Quick, go along. Find one for yourself. A sweetly rotting bed to lie upon.
I think I'm gonna pass on that one, buddy.
Yes, of course. You're no exception. We've all seen terrible things. But you're safe now. Let it ease your burden. Ariandel will make a fine home for you. So, go on ahead. Find one for yourself. A sweetly rotting bed to lie upon. Quick, go along. Find one for yourself. A sweetly... quick as...
Okay, so he doesn't have much more to say. Gotcha. Alright, let's move on. Now we're in the painted world of Ariandel. Could this be a danger zone? I don't know, you tell me, messages. Okay, well, let's light this bonfire. Seeing if we just defeated the last optional boss and made our way into the first DLC, I think we should call it a part here. Next time we're actually going to start with the very first DLC of the game, and we'll see how far we can actually get into it. But that's all for next time. For now I just want to say thank you all for watching. This has been Dark Souls 3, No Weapons, No Armor, having finally taken out the final boss of the base game, and I'll see you all next time.